Hello and welcome to episode 177 of Moving Us. I'm Marcus.
And I'm TJ.
This is John Review Show. Review John movies in the beginning sometimes. Today is our picks. Last week did TJ's picks. Today I'm doing my pick. Isn't that right, TJ?
Yeah, you know, Sunset Thrilled.
Just tired. The head was up all night yesterday, so I was just tired. Took a nap. Don't want to be here. Last week's pick, TJ picked, what was it, Casablanca?
Yes.
It was a 1941, 42-esque.
42, but for some reason it was in the 43 box office or something like that.
Yeah. He's trying to out-film nerd me, so I decided to one-up him and pick another World War II-esque movie to out-nerd him, and also it feels timely because, you know, at the time of recording, our politics are doing wonderful. No notes. Fantastic.
Anyway.
The movie I chose for this week is the 1940 release of the great Dictator.
You sure did.
This 2 hour
And 5 minutes.
Was it 5 minutes? I thought it was 1 minute. Whatever. It's this really long movie. This 2 hour 5 minutes.
I'll just say this right now. I know this isn't, but this felt like the longest movie I've ever watched.
And this could have been a 15-minute short. Like, it felt like it was a multiple ideas of different random shorts. We can make a movie out of this, right, guys? Like, sure, it's 1940. We can.
Felt longer than Snyder Cut Justice League.
No. I mean, yes, because the things we're going to talk about for sure, but it's like...
It felt longer. I'm not saying it is, but
no.
It definitely felt it.
And I told you, like, it's going to feel like you're going to feel the time in this one. I was like, oh, shit.
I'm not even going to lie. I fell asleep.
Of course you did.
I fell asleep, but I woke up, missed nothing.
Weird, right?
Absolutely. I followed the story completely still. Didn't even need to know what I missed because it was probably just a couple of gags.
Because not to be a dick, like, the movie's fine. I don't think nothing happens in this movie until
nothing does happen.
There's the beginning of like, okay, here's the characters. Some things kind of happen. A lot of nothing in the middle, and then here's a fine speech for the time and credits. It's like okay.
Honestly, before I started reading behind the scenes and the actual reasons, I really thought this movie was just for that 5-minute speech at the end.
It feels like it, right?
Yeah, it felt like the whole movie was just the lead up to that speech.
Yeah, it's just because that's like that's the most famous thing about this movie, or most clip thing about this movie is that little uplifting. Let's get together and stop the thing. Like, okay. Anyways, this movie was written, directed, and produced by the Charlie Chaplin, starring
the people of the ghetto.
People of the Ghetto. He's starring in Charlie Chaplin. Okay, Paulette. Okay, it took me a second. Yeah, Paulette Goddard. Maurice Mosevich. Emma Dunn. Bernard Gorsey.
I think it's just Gorsey. Yeah.
Paul Wiggle. Chester Conklin. Charlie Chaplin plays multiple roles in this. We have Jack Oakey. Oh, okay. Reginald Gardner, Henry Danielle, right? Danielle, Billy Gerbert, Grace Haley, Carter DeHeaven, and Stanley Tiny Stanford. He's the fat guy. Get it, guys?
No, I don't get it.
Joe Bordeaux and Hank Mon. Also featuring Esther Mitchelson, Florence Wright. Are these red for you too?
Yes.
Okay. Florence Wright, Eddie Gribben, Robert O. Davis, Eddie Dunn, Nita Pike. Nita? Yeah. Sure. And Peter Lynn. I know that name. Maybe I don't. It's funny. Sorry. Side note, going to these people and hovering over them and seeing like when they were alive and how they died, yada, yada. Especially with the last movie, I noticed this. Like a lot of them died in their 60s. Like, whew, smoking and eating red meat does not let you live long, does it?
Nope. There's a reason why there's warnings on those things.
Man, the government should have any control. Like a lot of them, like there's some that lived in their 80s, but a lot of them died in their mid 60s. Like that's not old. So fastly. So yeah, be careful what you guys consume. Let's do box office. Hold on, let's do some more shit. The movie's like 125 minutes runtime. It's 2 hours 5 minutes. Let's do box office. This movie had a budget of $2.2 million and it made about $5 million worldwide. Rentals, sure. $5 million with that number. I saw that this is his most acclaimed, high financial movie. Yep. What was it?
I think it's 6 financially and a highly acclaimed movie.
Yeah. So we're going to do the box office or on the numbers again because it's old movies. We have to go to the numbers website. This isn't on the list, but I do have a top 7 for you because it only has 7 movies. So number 7 with $3 million, give or take. The Philadelphia Story. You there?
feel like I should know this.
It's a famous one. It was directed by George Cukor.
That's not gonna help me, but I think I know.
Starring James Stewart, Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn.
It's a historical moment, right?
Let me see. Read it. No,
then I don't know.
You're thinking of Philadelphia of Will Smith and someone else being gay, right? AIDS.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
You're thinking of Philadelphia. Tom Hanks, Denzel Washington, 1993. That's Will Smith in that one? I could swore he was. I was trying to see him. Maybe it's not him. But Tom Hanks, Denzel Washington, Philadelphia. When a man with HIV is fired by his law firm because of his condition, he hires a homophobic small-town lawyer as the only willing advocate for a wrongful dismissal suit. Philadelphia. This ain't it, though. What's Philadelphia's story, TJ?
Story about Philadelphia.
It's a farce. It's a screwball comedy. It's a comedy. It's romance from 1940. What do you think?
That's like I that's such a vague title.
Uh-huh.
And it's not what I thought it was. Because I could have sworn there's a fucking movie called like that. That's about like some like fire or riot happened back then.
Nope.
I don't know what it is, but that was the best I got. So I don't know.
Fine. After a rich woman's ex-husband and a tabloid-type reporter turn up just before her planned remarriage, she begins to learn the truth about herself.
I would never guess that in a million years.
I know. Remember, this is 1940s. It's all love stories, TJ. Or maybe
I know.
it's either a love story or a war movie. So you just got to pick one of those two. Hell, sometimes it's both.
That's true.
Number 6, you have Road to Singapore with $3.2 million.
Well, it's either a war movie or a love story, right?
Yep. Or sometimes both.
I'm going to go with both.
I think probably, yeah. Two playboys try to forget previous romance in Singapore until they meet a beautiful dancer.
Okay.
See, it's easy game. We have Rebecca at number 5 with
now that's clearly a love story.
$6 million. Yeah, but here's a twist, though. It's directed by Alfred Hitchcock. So what kind of love story is it?
A suspenseful one.
There we go. A self-conscious woman juggles adjusting to her new role as an aristocrat's wife and avoiding being intimidated by his first wife's spectral presence.
Oh, so it's a ghost.
Like, I would love to add that to my list, but it's 2 hours, 10 minutes. Like, what the f*** are we doing?
Every movie back then. I thought back then movies were shorter, but apparently they're not.
No, there were a lot of long ones back then.
I think we just came full circle with the long movies.
We did. Like, the 90s and 80s had a sweet spot of, like, great, 90-minute movies. Great. We figured out the rhythm, and then we had to make them long again. It's like, what? Like, why is that gotta be 2 hours long?
I don't know. Why did this movie have to be 2 hours long?
That's true. Oh, man. I'm still adding to my list, though. At number 4, with 9 points.
I actually probably own that movie.
Probably. There's a lot of Hitchcock. I gotta watch most of his films.
I got a whole collection of his movies.
So. I know you do, you nerd. With $9.1 million.
Never saw a single one of them.
Of course not. I've seen maybe 5, if that. Boomtown. Boomtown. Hold on. It's a romance. It's a Western.
Well, it's a love story, clearly. But...
Yeah, it's always it's always broken down in 2 sentences. Like, okay, here's the idea of the movie, and then here's the love part of it. Like, of course.
Yeah, okay. I know that's the one part of it, but Boomtown makes me think like it's either a town coming up or a town in disrepair. Like a guy comes in.
Well, what would the town be about in the Western movie?
Well,
like, what make them have income in that town?
What would make them have income?
Like, well, yeah, it was like 2 items that were natural items that make people like, oh, there's money over here.
Prostitution and gambling.
No, natural, like earthly items.
Oh.
Which one of the 2 you think it is?
Mining.
No, it's oil.
Oh, oil.
Yeah. 2 buddies who rise from fly-by-night wildcatters to oil tycoons over a 10-year period are in love with the same woman.
How's that a Western?
Because it's based in the Western times. The trailer's playing, so yeah. It looks interesting, actually. It's 2 hours. It's 2 hours. Hour 59. Clark Gable. Oh, Spencer Tracy. Claudette Colbert.
Just put it on your list. You know you're going to.
I don't want to, though.
But you're going to.
Click. I did. Fantasia number 3 with $10 million. That's a lot of fucking money.
Do I even need to guess that one?
Yeah, the top you don't need to guess. It's Fantasia. A series of 8 famous pieces of classical music.
I'm actually surprised that movie made that much money.
I assume like so this is all like new numbers from like DVD rentals and other stuff. Because the top 3 are movies that made over $10 million. Like, I don't know if they made that much money during wartime.
But I'm just thinking, like, Fantasia, if I remember correctly, wasn't that well received.
It wasn't. Well, it's still a cartoon, I guess. The cartoons always make money.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true.
At number 2, we have Gone with the Wind with $22.6 million.
That's only number 2? Isn't that like the most isn't that like the most movie that made the most money ever?
It's the most, yeah. But at number one, a Walt Disney adventure movie with $52 million. Could it be, TJ?
An adventure movie?
Well, it says genre adventure. Distributed by Walt Disney.
1940.
February 9th, 1940.
Still in black and white, right?
Still in black and white times. I mean, Fantasia was in color, looks like. Unless it was like...
That's a cartoon.
Yes, and this is also a cartoon.
Oh, it's also a cartoon.
Yes. It's Walt Disney.
All right, so what year were you in 1940?
Yes.
Snow White was 1932.
I do not like this movie at all.
So it's either Dumbo or Pinocchio.
It is one of those two.
I don't remember what the order is, though. I watched all these Disney. I'm going to go with Pinocchio.
It is Pinocchio. When you wish upon a star. Larry Puppet, with the help of a cricket, as his conscious, must prove himself worthy to become a real boy. Just imagine trying to sell that tagline to a modern day producer. A living puppet and a cricket as his conscience. Get the out of here. Trust me, there's a whale and some he lives with an old man and get out of here.
No one pitched that to anybody. They
stole from Grim Terry. I know.
That's what they did. What they do today. They steal from books.
I know. It's just so wild to just read that as a sentence. Because we all know the story. But just reading that fucking tagline, I was like, oh my God, it is that
You don't think if that was not a thing, you'd be like, well, that's different. Why not give it a chance?
At a point it was, for sure. But I'm saying nowadays, doing it now. I got an idea. It's a puppet that when it lies, its nose grows big. Okay.
Well, because everybody will be like, that's just Pinocchio.
Well, if it didn't exist. I'll stop being a dick, TJ. I'm trying to do a bit here. You can't have fun.
That's my point.
Here's the behind the scenes, TJ. Jesus.
If it didn't exist, no one's ever done that story before, that would be like, oh, that would be interesting. Why not try it?
Yeah, sure. I don't think so.
I disagree.
And today's society, when people are so cash cowy and grabby, that's so wild. They're like, yeah, you go make it, and then we could probably produce it for you or put it out there for you. We're gonna put money towards that. Oh. Behind the scenes, eat like guys.
Behind the scenes. This was actually Charlie Chaplin's first movie with sound.
Yes, it was.
Because he was the only person left over from the silent age still doing silent movies.
Oh, so you don't know that, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't know any of this.
You just learned that just now, huh?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I forgot, yeah. I'm a film kid, and we learned that shit multiple times in school.
Yeah, but you have to understand, we got a general audience that also knows it probably.
No, I know. I just forgot that's not common knowledge.
No, it's not. So I read it and I think, oh, that's kind of interesting.
It is. It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that there were silent films going into the 40s. So.
Well, if I recall correctly, I think one of his concerns about it was just he didn't want to lose that stick he had, and people didn't being afraid of people hearing his voice. And
there were certain points in this movie where it was completely silent, and I was like, "Where's the sound?"
Yeah,
I thought it got muted or something, and I was like, but it was just the way it was filmed.
Yeah,
so I was like, oh, okay. We already said this, but this movie was popular with audiences, and it was Chaplin's most commercially successful film. Modern critics have praised it for its historical significance, one of the greatest comedies ever made, an important work of satire, I guess. But this is the reason why I brought this up, because in 1997 it was selected by the Library of Congress for preservation in the United States National Film Registry, being culturally, historical, and aesthetically significant. I'm just going to say this now. That's pretty much the only award it won. It was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, but never won any.
Oh, he died at 80 years old. I didn't know that.
Chaplin?
Yeah. He had how many wives? Jesus, 1, 2, 3, 4 wives. Goddamn. Multiple times, though, different times. 11 children. Jesus. Okay, Elon, calm down.
Well, speaking of that, things, in his 1964 biography, Chaplin stated that he could not have made this film if he had known about the true extent of the horrors of the Nazi concentration camps, because apparently when he made this film, that wasn't public knowledge.
Yeah, which makes sense. As I was watching this, I was thinking to myself, I know that wasn't I was thinking to myself, when did they learn about the concentration camps? Because it's the ghettos must have been common knowledge enough. But also, I think it'd be too soon to make jokes about Nazi shit like this if they knew the horrors up behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, because it also says, after the horror of the Holocaust became known, filmmakers struggle for nearly 20 years to find the right angle and tone to satirize.
Which makes sense, because it's such a horrific...
So another
real thing that happened, people.
So another thing that threw me off, because this felt very propagandized for America, and I'm like, why is this it feels like a pitch rather than go America. And then I realized, we weren't in the war yet.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
that's what the whole speech is at the end, by the way.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, he wanted to get people to get into the war and stuff like that. I just found it ironic that he's there criticizing and satiring the Nazi propaganda guy, and yeah, he's spouting propaganda.
Who is?
Charlie Chaplin.
I mean, everything's propaganda, TJ.
So it was just funny in an ironic way.
And especially, you have to also think of the time period too.
Yeah, no, I'm not criticizing. I thought it was legitimately funny that he was doing exactly what they were doing.
Yes, you kind of have to get the call to arms, right?
Yeah, I actually
the speech at Independence Day, is that propaganda?
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of had to do it to hey guys, we're going to die for a hopefully noble cause.
Yeah, it's just in this day and age when I hear propaganda, it usually pisses me off. And it did at first, but then I thought about the time period and stuff, and I was oh yeah. And then I read about the behind the scenes of this stuff, and I was like, okay. According to Jurgen Trimborn's biography of Nazi propaganda filmmaker Leni Riefenstahl, both Chaplin and French filmmaker René Clair viewed Riefenstahl's Triumph of the Will together at a showing at the New York Museum of Modern Art Film.
Okay.
Filmmaker Louis Benoit reports that Claire was horrified by the power of the film, crying out that this should never be shown in the West. Never be shown, or the West would be lost. Chaplin, on the other hand, laughed uproariously at the film. He used it to inspire many elements of The Great Dictator, and by repeatedly viewing this film, Chaplin closely mimicked Hitler's manner.
Oh yeah, which makes sense. Yeah, Triumph of the Will is one of the most popular, if not the most popular, propaganda films of all time. It's like the OG one. It's like, hey, Hitler's great, guys. He's not doing anything bad. They taught shit in the film school. And so I was like, we should watch that because I know that it's on the website. Like, oh, it's fascinating.
Anyway, in the period when Hitler and his Nazi party rose to prominence, Chaplin was becoming internationally popular. He was mobbed by fans in 1931 on the trip to Berlin, which annoyed the Nazis. Resenting the style of comedies, they published a book titled The Jews Are Looking at You, describing the comedian as a disgusting Jewish acrobat, although Chaplin was not Jewish. Ivor Montag, a close friend of Chaplin's, relates that he sent the comedian a copy of the book and always believed that Chaplin decided to retaliate with this film.
Love that.
The behind the scenes really made me like Charlie Chaplin. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, why? He showed like he's not a pushover?
Because he wasn't afraid of the
Yeah.
He was like, F you, essentially.
Like, I wish more people had that mentality.
In his memoir, my father, Charlie Chaplin, Chaplin's son, Charles Chaplin, described his father as being haunted by the similarities in his background between him and Hitler. They were born 4 days apart in April 1889. Both had risen to their present heights from poverty. So not only did he have this rivalry with Hitler, but he also had a similar background, which I also found interesting.
Both go into art. One prospers out of it, other one annihilates. I love it.
According to The Tramp and the Dictator, Chaplin arranged to send the film to Hitler, and as eyewitnesses confirmed, he saw it. Hitler's architect and friend, Albert Speer, denied that the leader had ever seen it, and Hitler's response to the film is not recorded, but another account tells that he viewed it at least twice. Some signs in the workshop, in the windows in the movie, some of the signs were written in Esperanto, a language that Hitler condemned as an anti-nationalist Jewish plot to destroy German culture because it was an international language whose founder was a Polish Jew. So the history behind this is actually very interesting.
Sounds like we're echoing it in modern day.
There is another interesting tidbit about this movie.
Uh-huh.
There was a plagiarism lawsuit.
Yeah, I saw that. Why was there plagiarism? Why? How? I didn't read into it. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. People suing each other over everything since the beginning of time, it looks like.
Well, apparently Chaplin had he actually wrote and directed the movie with his half-brother. But his half-brother, Sidney, directed and starred in a 1921 film called King, Queen, and Joker, in which, like Charlie Chaplin, played a dual role, a barber and a ruler of a country which is about to be overthrown. This story was exactly like that. And then more than 20 years later, in 1947, Charlie Chaplin was sued for plagiarism for the great director by Konrad Berchovovi, who claimed that he created ideas such as Chaplin playing the dictator in A Dance with a Globe, and that Charlie Chaplin had discussed his 5-page outline for a screenplay with him for several...
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, screenplay with him for several hours.
Oh, wow.
Yet, apparently, neither the suing party nor Charles Chaplin himself brought up Sidney Chaplin's King, Queen, and Joker of the silent era. Chaplin actually settled the lawsuit for $95,000, $1.34 million in 2024.
Damn.
In return, Brecciarelli conceded that Chaplin was the sole author. Chaplin insisted in his autobiography that he had been the sole writer of the movie script. He agreed to the settlement because of his unpopularity in the States at the moment, and being under such court pressure, he was terrified, not knowing what they expect next. I don't know what was going on in 1947 with Charlie Chaplin.
Here.
After
Legal troubles and Ona O'Neill. In the mid-1940s, Chaplin was involved in a series of trials that occupied most of his time and significantly affected his public image. The trouble stemmed from his affair with an aspiring actress named Joanne Barry, with whom he was involved intermittently between 1941 and 1942. Barry, who displayed obsessive behavior and was twice arrested after they separated, reappearing and following her. Oh, she has one of his children. Did not claim. The director of the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, who had been suspicious of Chaplin's political leanings, used the opportunity to generate negative publicity about him as part of a smear campaign to damage Chaplin's image.
Back when the FBI were thugs.
Yeah, the FBI named him and four indictments related to Barry case. Most serious of these was an alleged violation of the Mann Act, which prohibits the transportation of women across state boundaries for sexual purposes. Historian called this an absurd prosecution of an ancient statute. Yet, if Chaplin was found guilty, he faced 23 years in prison. 3 charges lacked sufficient evidence to proceed to court, but the Mann Act trial began in 1944. Chaplin was acquitted 2 weeks later. The case was frequently headline news, calling it the biggest public relations scandal since the Fatty Arbuckle murder trial in 1921. We talked about Fatty Arbuckle. That was a long time ago, didn't we?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, one of the old movies I picked. But yeah, okay, so politics, shocker.
Yeah, pretty much, especially politics. He's actually lucky he wasn't during the Cold War being accused of.
I was just thinking, like, oh shit, when was that? Yeah. The power of word is crazy.
Yeah, man. Anyway, I guess we gotta actually talk about the movie. Even though the history is more interesting.
History's fucking cool.
That's really the curse of doing these really old movies, because it leans into history a lot more. So it's like there's a lot more to talk about with the historical elements of things and stuff, and it just leads to more interesting conversations than the thing that we were supposed to be covering.
Oh yeah, because it's like, okay, why did the movie get made? Oh, there's a lot of history and politics and trying to win people over and things like that. And this is fun. It's sometimes depressing.
Sometimes, yeah. But, yeah, that's the behind the scenes. Back to you.
Chaplin claimed that the Barry trials had crippled his creativeness. And it was some time before he began working again. In 1946, he finally began filming a project that he had been in development since 1942. Jeez. A black comedy called Monsieur Vedot, the story of a French bank clerk. Orson Welles is in it. Chaplin again vocalized his political views, criticizing capitalism. Oh, this motherfucker is pretty on point. Shit. And arguing that the world encourages mass killing through wars of weapons of mass destruction. This guy. Become one of my favorites too, DJ.
Like I said, I really did not like this movie, but I kind of saw it.
Because of this, the film was met with controversy when it was released in 1947. Chaplin was booed at the premiere, and there were calls for a boycott. Jesus, man. It was more successful abroad. Interesting stuff. The FBI wanted him out of the country and launched an official investigation in early 1947. Chaplin denied being a communist, so I guess it did what happened then, instead calling himself a peacemonger. But felt the government's effort to support the ideology. There's no way in history I would have ever been on the government side, right? Like, I would always be like, F you guys. This sucks.
I mean, you have the, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, because it's not, I'm not saying disadvantage is not the word, but you being black.
It's a disadvantage.
Like,
societal-wise, not just by being born that.
But, like, just by being that in any age, yeah, you would probably be against the government.
I'm the outlier. I am, looked upon more so with a magnifying glass than you guys who fit in normally in that society.
I don't know. It all depends on how you were raised, too, though, because there are plenty of black people who went along with the government.
Not my family. Oh, no, most of my family, a lot of my family have members in military, but something would have radicalized us. Interesting. Charlie Chaplin's pretty cool. What are we doing now?
You need to review this movie.
No, we need to review this movie. Okay, let's talk about this movie. So thanks for the behind the scenes, TJ. Anything else?
Okay, no, I already pitched that back to you, like, 10 minutes ago while you were reading. I was like, All right, that was behind the scenes, Marcus. Back to you.
Anyway, so the movie.
So here's the
It's
thing.
simple. What's up?
I don't know what this movie's about.
Oh, nothing. It's nothing. It's just bits. It's like, hey, this be a funny bit. This be a funny bit. This be a funny bit? What's the story, Charlie? Guy was at World War One, has amnesia from an incident with one of his allies, partners. Wakes up later, tries to be a barber, but realizes World War II is happening, and the Nazis are crazy in control. And he's like, I'm not cool with that. And there's a love interest in there, and there's like a little rebellion going on.
Before you go on to that, though, before you continue on there, you went from World War One to the barber thing. There's like 30 minutes in between.
Well, because it comes back to what's the character's name? Himmler. They're think of Hitler. Hitler, what they're calling him. They got some of that in there, and he's doing nothing the whole time, I guess.
But you're generalizing the movie, but you just literally skipped over 30 minutes of the movie just in that. I know I did.
There's a lot of nothing in this movie. It's a lot of bits that go on for too long. Some are funny. Some are like, okay.
And the one that stands out to me, and I'm just like, was the stupid when the Mussolini guy came, the Italian dictator. He gets on the train arrives.
Oh my gosh! Like, what are we doing?
It goes forward, backwards. Okay, I get the jokes. Goes forward again. Oh my god! It keeps going.
Well, like this is good. It's funny for the time period. This is hilarious.
I guess they must have different. Oh yeah, things that
this is almost 100 years old. TJ, like this does not age well. Sadly, that being said, it's not bad. It's like, just it needs to be tighter.
The scene just dragged on forever, and it felt like everything dragged on forever.
Well, we have things to make our attention span shorter. We know the joke, we get the gist, get to the point. This is fresh for them back then. Like, oh, this is funny, and they're still doing it. Ha ha ha. Oh, did the other way now. So like, I had to be in that mindset. Like, okay, like I'm not gonna lie. The simple bit in the beginning where he's where he's about to get arrested. And the lady's in the window. I'm watching it right now. It's so funny. She hits him in a pan on the head and it hits Charlie by accident, and he just reacts. I chuckled the whole time that happened. Like, that's funny. Just simple shit like that.
I didn't have a problem with the scene. I thought it was fine. I didn't laugh at it.
That's fine. I caught me off guard. I got like,
I don't think I laughed once at this entire.
I laughed. I laughed a few times. It's just simple, dumb shit, and I appreciate. And I'm just appreciating. Like, this is nice. This is refreshing. This isn't a comic movie. I was happy. Like, this is nice.
Every scene just overstayed its welcome. Oh, yeah. Every single one of them. Like, even that scene. Yeah. He gets hit in the head, and then he walks down the street for does a little dance and music for 5 minutes, comes back, and then they do the bit all over again.
Yeah, it was great. You have to remember, though, like, back then, you got 5 movies to see. If you can afford the things, you go to sit down and see it. It's a big event. The theater's packed. Charlie Chaplin's got a movie, guys? It's his first talkie? Yeah. This makes sense for back then. Modern sensibilities, it's hard to get through. It is like, oh, this kid could use an edit, man. Just because it's not even just like you said earlier, like, what the is the story? Okay, now now they're kind of doing like a semi-resistance.
I'm sorry. I get it. It's a comedy and stuff like that. But like Casablanca came out 2 years later, and that was a story from beginning to the end. Nothing kept me engaged.
No, because again, this pit the jokes first. Because it's Charlie Chaplin. You used the man you got. Okay, he wrote and directed it, and so okay, makes sense. I don't know. Granted, I haven't seen his other works. I've only seen clips of his one of the other ones. I can't think of it right now. So like, I don't know if this is his style story wise overall or not. So we're gonna watch some more of his movies to judge that, because this probably is his best one. If that's the case, oof. Hopefully it's just overrated. I don't know if he's good at storytelling or not. I just know he's good at doing bits.
Judge it by this was not good storytelling, because like he jumped like it's structured like there should be a story happening, because he jumps from the main character to the antagonist.
The antagonist isn't doing anything.
I know, but not in that there is the main character. That's my whole point. It's structured like that, like there should be story happening.
Yes,
but there isn't. It seems like they go from, like you said, one bit, and then we go to the bad guys doing a bit, and then back to him doing a bit.
And then somehow in the end, there's a plan to make the barber, who's Charlie Chaplin, to replace Hitler, who's also Charlie Chaplin.
No, there was no.
Oh, it was just accidental?
It was all
okay, because I was on my phone for a little bit, so I thought they were planning that. Okay, so for some reason he replaced.
No,
it just happens.
I can okay. Germany. The whole reason the Italy dictator comes to Germany is because Italy had put soldiers on the border of one of the countries that Germany wanted to invade it. I'm thinking it's Austria, because that's how it was like ostentation or something like that. But Hitler wants to be the one to invade it, so he makes a deal with him. But so he wants to be the first one. Wants to be in his car to drive over the thing, but the deal needs to go through. So when they get the deal, he's out duck hunting or something, waiting for the signal in order to come over there. But then he shoots the gun and he falls in the water, which draws the attention of German soldiers. At the same time, the barber and his Nazi friend who was betrayed the Nazis for some reason, they got put in a concentration camp because they were caught. But they had escaped and stolen German uniforms. So they're walking down towards the city that's about to invade, while real Hitler gets arrested by the Germans thinking he's the barber because he looks like it. Those two walk up and they think he's Hitler. It's all happenstance and coincidental.
Which is pissing me off because you think the whole time, every time they see this barber who looks just like Hitler, no one ever says, "Are you the guy?" Like when he first gets arrested, no one's bringing this guy looks like the Hitler.
Right. Yeah, no one, I thought that's what I was waiting for too. I thought that was going to be the story, but it's not.
There is no fucking story.
There is no story. It's just at the end, they all think he's Hitler.
So he gives that speech. It's a good speech. It's good. It's good. It's fine. It's good.
Yeah, but the only way for him and his friend to escape, because they're trying to get to the country that is about to be invaded, they have to go through with the play that he's Hitler. So he's like, all right, his friend's like, all right, you got to make a speech. So he gets up and he takes this opportunity to be like, oh, okay, I guess I got to make the speech. I'm going to make a speech. And then, the whole thing. And I don't, what is the message the movie's trying to tell there? I was thinking about
the ending message, that speech?
Yeah, I get what the speech meant. But is it it was the message that we better hope some imposter takes over Hitler's spot and gives a speech and changes everything? Is that what we're supposed to get out of that?
No, he's the Jew who took down Hitler as unifying the world.
Yeah, that's my point. Is we're supposed to wait to someone who looks like Hitler. No.
It's actually, I'm going to take down Hitler because I'm the Jew guy, not impersonate him.
But that's what I mean. As far as the context of the story goes, of the movie, this happenstance guy comes up, and the only way to stop him is for him to be mistaken for somebody else.
Sure.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying, but sure.
Yeah, that. Like I said, I softened on my criticism of the movie because Charlie Chaplin in real life is actually a badass. So. But
you're being a cynical bitch from 2025 watching this movie.
Yes.
Not in the mindset that this is the 1940s. Does this make you like Casablanca more?
Yes.
Good. I was hoping you realized that. Casablanca's a great movie.
You know what? In retrospect, what was the other one we watched? The Long Goodbye? Was that the other one?
Nowhere.
That war movie?
A whole lot of nothing, yeah.
Apparently Casablanca was a rare gem in that freaking era because I thought all movies were just like that in the 40s. Apparently not.
That's why the ones people say are really good, says the Kane. They're really good because they're actually telling me a story. I care for the characters because there's a middle, beginning, and end to this. Cool. This is we're shitting on it, but it's perfectly fine for the time. And don't watch it now, modern No,
I don't think it holds up because my God, I fell asleep.
Don't watch a modern comedy thinking, okay, there's story here and funniness. You're gonna get one kind of in this one.
But I'll be honest with you, I didn't even go into this movie think this was a comedy. I didn't know what this was.
It's Charlie Chaplin, though.
I know the name Charlie Chaplin. I knew he was a famous star. I didn't know he was famous for comedy. I don't know any of his acts.
No, his acts are I do crazy stunts.
Yeah, I knew nothing about the man. I just knew the name.
That's crazy.
So it's I went into this almost as blind as you can get.
And you were just bored, bored the whole time?
I was bored the whole time. Everything just drug on.
That's fair. Now, for me, I was enjoying because as I was watching it, it did drag on. It was boring. I was like, oh my God, this is skip the scenes. I could definitely see how this inspired the shit out of Mel Brooks. There were some other directors I was thinking of. I was watching it, but I can see why they stole from him and borrowed him and took his mannerisms and made it their own and made it better. Because there's a lot of things here. Just this movie particularly is the bit where the plane's upside down. Oh, that's okay. Lasted too long, but funny.
Yeah, again, there was a good idea there, but again, it overstays its welcome.
It does. I was just saying the part where he's doing Hitler first time, his first time seeing Hitler, he's just saying random German words.
Oh my God,
I liked it, but okay, the South Park guys did their comedy stuff, so I can see where people took their things from him.
Yeah, there is actually a part in this somewhere I can't find. Legacy. Numerous directors such as Stanley Kubrick, Mel Brooks, Wes Anderson, and Chuck Jones all were inspired by this.
Oh, and you can see it. You can definitely see it.
And also, the film has inspired. I don't know if you've heard of some of these movies, but they're all recent. Yeah. The Dictator, 2012.
Yeah, it's got Sacha Baron Cohen in it.
The Interview, 2014.
Seth Rogen and James Franco is fine.
Jojo Rabbit,
yep,
2019.
It's got Waititi.
Yeah, I've never heard of any of those things. And also, Sean McArty and John Jury's Eisner Award-nominated comic book, The Fuhrer and the Champ, is set during the production of The Great Dictator.
Heard of that. Okay.
The final speech of the film has been sampled in more than 40 songs for artists such as Coldplay and U2. And U2 has actually played the speech during live shows.
I believe it. It's a good enough speech to get people like, oh, okay, I kind of thinking a little bit right now.
And the coffee company Lavazza, never heard of it, used the speech in a television advertisement.
That's funny.
And then there was also during Gorbachev's speech in the USSR, the late 1980s, ended with the downfall of the USSR and its version of communism in 1991. A movie, Repentance, was created by a team of Georgians, with primary soundtrack with being Georgian and the Russian soundtrack being secondary double. The movie was more or less directly modeled after the great director. Hardcore anti-Semitism.
Dictator. Anyways, the movie's fine. If you go watch it, just watch the last, whenever the speech comes on. At the hour 57 mark, just sit down and watch it then. Hour 58. Hour 58.
I don't know, because...
You don't need, there's no context. Just put that part on. Go on YouTube, put in The Great Dictator speech, and just watch that.
But the speech also goes into a speech about the other character that he was, I guess, his love interest in it.
Okay. She does nothing.
So, like, if you don't know anything about that character, it's like, okay, then why are we talking about this random woman and the speech? And the speech is overlapping this woman.
Right now, I'm going on YouTube. I will type in The Great Dictator speech to see like what it does if they cut that crap out. The Great, oops, spelled that wrong. Yep, The Great Dictator speech shows right up. Okay, click. Yeah, no, they cut that crap out. So just go on YouTube, type in The Great Dictator speech, probably the first result you'll get, and you're good.
Well, spoilers, there's more to the speech than this.
Okay, yeah, there's more to the movie than just the speech. But if you really go, if you wanted to get the thing that this movie's known for, that's it. 3 minutes, 36 seconds right there for you.
I don't know, Marcus. I'm just going to have to say that you're 0 for like 10 now.
It's not bad.
It wasn't good.
Okay, so what are you going to rate it then?
I didn't get anything out of this movie.
Okay, so what's TJ's 2025 mindset going to give it then?
I think I'm at a 4.
So why so high?
Because it didn't piss me off.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a middle ground movie, except it's really, really boring. So it's not average enough to be. It's not average. So it's like below average. It's a 4 for me.
That seems pretty high for you. That's fair, I guess. Though for me, I feel guilty giving it a low score because it's like at the pinnacle movies, but like it's fine. It's fine. I'm giving it a 5 out of 10 because it's like it's fine. I'm not upset I watched it. I'm not happy I saw it. I am happy I saw it because I had fun watching it as a film nerd, and that's like the positive part of it. But the rest of it is like if you're just watching for a story, because it teases you like, okay, this is what this is the story is going to be. It does that multiple times, and by 45 minutes into it, like, oh, this could be the story to this movie, is there?
Like, I was a little confused in the beginning because I thought like the guy in the beginning was Hitler,
which would have been fine. Yeah,
and I thought this was just like, okay, he was in World War I. We're going to follow him up through this thing, and it's just hit. A shit on Hitler,
which is fine.
Yeah, which would have been at least structured.
Yep, but then we don't get that, and then we get to him being okay. He's got the amnesia. Okay, sure, let's do something with this. That's resolved quickly. Okay, we see some Hitler bullshit, and he's got no arc in this movie. Sure. So like, what are we going? Maybe an hour or some change in. I paused it, and that's like, we're probably almost done, right? Like, oh no, we have an hour left. Nothing's happening.
I did that a couple of times. I actually, when the speech started, I was like, oh god, there's probably another an hour left in this movie, so I was like, in 5 minutes, I was like, oh, okay,
right. And then
because I was actually a little mad at that point because like, wait, we're gonna end on this speech? What happens after the speech?
Yeah, does he get killed? Like, does he get Hitler? Like,
right?
Does the war end? Like, that's not gonna save the war. Like, what happens? Is there a revolt? Like, show us what.
Yeah. That's another point there. The movie doesn't even have an ending. It just stops.
Well, I get it, because it's happening while the war is going. So, I get it. But for us in 2025, spoiler alert, Nazis lose. So show us something, guys.
But not even that. Like, Okay, did they find out that he wasn't Hitler? Does he take Hitler's place? What? Like, there's a lot of unanswered questions there that are directly tied to this movie that don't get answered.
This movie wasn't for that. It was for, here's some jokes and here's a speech.
No, this movie's a 3.
Good, there you go. I want you to get angry. I want you to get, like, pissy at this.
Because I was just bored before I did it, but you just made me realize there was no freaking
there's no point to this movie besides, here's some chuckles, I guess. Like, there's a part where it's very Mel Brooksian, where he's, like, talking to someone and said, you can have the world. And he just has the globe next to him and starts dancing with this big balloon globe. Like, it's cool. It's cute. Whatever. But it's like, why are we spending 5 minutes doing this?
It doesn't add nothing. Honestly, I'm looking at that and I'm like, is this why the Joker's set in the refrigerator? Is that why?
I liked it because it was like, this is very Mel Brooks, and that's where Mel Brooks got his inspiration from. I like it.
I understand.
And I was just enjoying my nerd, like, this is great. It's just feeding me my nerd stuff. But also, my realism side is like, okay, stop. We're done. Pop that balloon and keep going.
I was waiting for it
and
to
it
pop.
did. I was like, finally. It wasn't satisfying, but I was like, good. Yeah, it's a perfectly adequate film if you like film.
For 1940.
If you like film history, like seeing where people got their inspirations from, it's perfectly fine.
I will say this is a movie that a teacher assigned you.
Yes.
This is what this movie is. This is homework.
And you'll be upset watching it because 2 hours in, you're like, what's the point of this?
Right. This is definitely homework. Where you're trying to decipher why people got inspiration for it.
Like, this is a movie you watch, like, the highlight reel of. Like, okay, great. Some of these bits are funny, and there's the speech, and that's it. You don't have to sit through this fucking movie.
That's what we need. We need a Cliff Notes version of this movie.
Because, we can't say enough. Like, nothing happens until, like, the last 5-10 minutes. Nothing's going on. Like, okay, there's a bit where they're eating cake, and whoever eats the coin has to sacrifice himself for the cause. And then there's what's the point of this?
There's that part. But then they tell us that the main character and his friend escape a Nazi concentration camp, and they do it all screen.
Yeah.
Like, that should be fun to watch.
Right? So it's like, I get why it's the way it is. I get it. And I assume the case code had to do something with that. Who knows?
I didn't see anything about the Hays Code in this.
I mean, it's got to be like, they probably knew by then, can't show concentration camp shit, guys. So who knows what they could and couldn't do.
Well done. I didn't know anything about the concentration camps. That's part of the autobiography. He said he wouldn't even done this.
Why is that scene there?
What scene? They knew they were putting people in concentration camps.
The horrors of it. I hear what you're saying.
They just didn't know that it was bad. They just saw people were just being in prison.
Yeah, this movie, man. I came in with expectations like, oh, this is the movie, man. People have been talking about it. It's been on my list for forever. Like, forever.
I had expectations, too, because this was your answer to Casablanca.
Again, I heard it was good, TJ.
That has never once worked out for you.
Nothing for me could compare to Casablanca. So I was like, okay, film school movie, check. World War II movie, check. Chaplin, check. Let's go. Let's do this. I was going to choose Citizen Kane. I told you that. I was like, no. And then I was going to choose something. What's that? Oh, I was going to choose My Dinner of Andre. I was like, nah, I might hate that one. I think this will be funny. Let's watch The Great Dictator. Whew, that's so boring. There are a lot of funny bits though. Like, looking back at it, like that, like I said, that eating a cake and there's a coin in it scene. I like that idea.
You know what? That scene would have been fine as a Monty Python
sketch if there was actually a resolve to it. Besides them all just like, oh, okay, there was no point to that. It's like, what the f- are we doing?
There was a point to it. The reason why they were doing it is because whoever was supposed to have the coin in there was supposed to go kill themselves in for the cause.
But it was a joke at the end. Like, what?
But the woman put coins in all the cakes because she said that's
yes, and I like that. Like, great. Well, I don't know. It was just fun. I liked the bit. I liked it a lot. Okay. Yeah. So I guess if anything else you want to say, Ed?
Now that we did it, it's done.
So are you giving it a 3 out of 10?
Yeah.
So.